You are not what happened to you, you are what you chose to become. To ask the right question is already half the solution of a problem. Don't rush to help those who haven't asked you to, because not everyone who is drowning needs a hand, some want to drown. If you are a gifted person, it doesn't mean you got something. It means you can give something away. Healthy man does not torture others, generally it is the tortured who turn into torturers. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own souls. We cannot change anything until we accept it. Condemnation does not liberate, it oppresses. Man cannot stand a meaningless life. Shrinking away from death is something unhealthy and abnormal which robs the second half of life of its purpose. Every form of addiction is bad, no matter whether the narcotic is alcohol, morphine or idealism. Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside, dreams, who looks inside, awakes. As far as we can discern, the sole purpose of human existence is to kindle a light in the darkness of mere being. Knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with the darknesses of other people. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. People grow like plants, some in light, others in shade. There are many who need shade, not light. Man can endure the hardest trials if he sees meaning in them. The whole difficulty lies in creating that meaning. Knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with the darkness of other people. In each of us there is another whom we do not know. The greatest and most important problems of life are all fundamentally insoluble. They can never be solved but only outgrown. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. The greatest discovery of my generation is that a human being can alter his life by altering his attitudes. Your perception will become clear only when you can look into your soul. The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. For better to come, good must stand aside. The greatest tragedy of the family is the unlived lives of the parents. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. Man needs difficulties, they are necessary for health. The soul needs your recklessness, not your wisdom. He was afraid needs dependence, as a weakened man needs support. Life really does begin at 40, up until then, you are just doing research. The shoe that fits one person pinches another, there is no recipe for living that suits all cases. I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become. Your vision will only become clear when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside, dreams, who looks inside, awakes. We cannot change anything until we accept it. Condemnation does not liberate, it oppresses. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. A man who has not passed through the inferno of his passions has never overcome them. The word happiness would lose its meaning if it were not balanced by sadness. Shame is a soul-eating emotion. Wholeness is not achieved by cutting off a portion of one's being, but by integration of the contraries. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. A man who has not passed through the inferno of his passions has never overcome them. Depression is like a woman in black. If she turns up, don't shoo her away. Invite her in, offer her a seat, treat her like a guest and listen to what she wants to say. The greatest and most important problems of life are all fundamentally insoluble. They can never be solved but only outgrown. There is no coming to consciousness without pain. What you resist, persists. The more you know yourself, the more clarity there is. Self-knowledge has no end. In all chaos, there is a cosmos, in all disorder a secret order. Loneliness does not come from having no people about one, but from being unable to communicate the things that seem important to oneself. The greatest burden a child must bear is the unlived life of its parents. I am not what happened to me, I am what I choose to become. Your heart knows the way, run in that direction. The greatest thing in the world is to know how to belong to oneself. If the path before you is clear, you're probably on someone else's. Where your fear is, there is your task. If a man knows more than others, he becomes lonely. Thinking is difficult, that's why most people judge. Children learn by an adult's example, not by their words. You are what you do, not what you say you'll do. What did you do as a child that made the hours pass like minutes? Herein lies the key to your earthly pursuits. The least of things with the meaning is worth more in life than the greatest of things without it. Where wisdom reigns, there is no conflict between thinking and feeling. Knowledge rests not upon truth alone, but upon error also. Every human life contains a potential. If that potential is not fulfilled, then that life was wasted. If an attractive woman is single, it's because she's smarter than everyone else. Don't hold on to anyone who's leaving, otherwise you won't meet the one who's coming.